I'm Alex Sharfin, and this is the Momentum Podcast, made for empire builders, game changers, trailblazers, shot takers, record breakers, world makers, and creators of all kinds. Those among us who can't turn it off and don't know why anyone would want to. We challenge complacency, destroy apathy, and we are obsessed with creating momentum so we can roll over bureaucracy and make our greatest contribution. Sure, we pay attention to their rules, but only so that we can bend them, break them, then rewrite them around our own will. We don't accept our destiny, we define it. We don't understand defeat because you only lose if you stop, and we don't know how. While the rest of the world strives for average and clings desperately to the status quo, we are the minority, the few, who are willing to hallucinate there could be a better future, and instead of just daydreaming of what could be, we endure the vulnerability and exposure it takes to make it real. We are the evolutionary hunters, clearly the most important people in the world, because entrepreneurs are the only source of consistent,
Welcome to
positive
what
human
explosive
evolution,
growth
and we
feels
always
like.
will be.
Every entrepreneur I've ever worked with dreams of running a company that grows fast. Not just normal fast, but explosively fast. As fast as they want to make a contribution, as fast as they want to make an impact, as fast as they want to make a difference. And one couple that I'm working with that is doing exactly that are Alex and Leila Hormozi, who are the founders and owners of Gym Launch, which is a company that helps gyms get started and not just get started, but helps existing gyms actually become profitable. Most of them aren't. And the two of them are so dynamic and so incredible. I was invited to a private mastermind in July by my friend Russell Brunson. And I flew out to Vegas, and Alex Hormozi was there. And I already knew Alex for about a year and a half. And he introduced me to his new wife, Leila. And the two of them are an amazing couple, mutually supportive. They communicate, they care about each other, they pull together when things go wrong, they support each other in a way that very few entrepreneurial couples do. They impress me like crazy. They set an example for me and for everyone else. But that's not it. When we were at this mastermind, Alex got up and shared their new business plan. And I remember at the end of his presentation, he said, "So I think we have a $10 million company here, guys." And this is 5 months ago, mind you. It's now December, but it was about 5 months ago because it was in the middle of July. And I walked up to him after the presentation. I said, "Alex, that's not a $10 million company. That's a $100 million company if it's anything. And you guys have a crazy opportunity." And he and Leila both looked at me like I had just said something really shocking. And I'm going to let you listen to Leila share with you how they've done this. And I want you to listen to her insights as to how she's doing this. What are her thought processes? What is she doing to make this happen? Because she is extraordinary. And she spent about 15 minutes on the phone with me. I'm going to share the interview with you, just explaining what has happened and how she's making this happen. Because I want to give you an idea of how insane their growth is. In July, when I met them, 3 people. Today, over 20, without counting Alex and Leila. In July, when I met them, around a couple $1 million a year. Last month, 1.15 or 1.2, and this month is going to be even higher. They've gone from a $2 million run rate to over $15 million run rate this month in only 6 months. This is one of the fastest growing companies in the United States today. They blow me away, and I think that you will gain insight and intelligence and strategy from Leila Hormozi that I don't know that you can get anywhere else. She is absolutely one of a kind, and as a couple, she and Alex are 1 in a billion. With that, I want you to take a few minutes and listen to this exchange I had with Leila, and I know that you're going to be every bit as impressed with her as I always am. And I know it's super busy for you guys right now. End of the year, the company's just gone crazy, hasn't it?
It has. It's insane. Today, my director of operations, because we have one of those, she messaged me and she was like, "We have over 20 people now, like without you guys. Isn't that weird?" And I was like, "That's super weird."
Yeah, you've grown this team incredibly fast. So so in July, how many people did you have?
It was me, Alex, and Jen. So 3 of us. And then we had Mel working part-time.
And you've gone from 3 with a part-time person to over 20 full-time people?
Yep. So it's kind of crazy.
It is. Well, tell us a little bit about the business so everybody can establish like who you are and what you do.
Yeah. Essentially what we do, it's like, what did we used to do versus what we do now? We help gym owners become profitable. So most of them, I would say when I used to be the one talking on the phones with them, 8 out of 10 that I would talk to are barely breaking even, if not in the red. And then aside from that, it's the worst, I guess you could say, red ocean right now that you could be in is like the marketplace for, I guess, gyms, fitness, anything like that, because there's online, there's weight loss, all this. And so our whole thing is, providing direct response marketing to gym owners. Typically, within 30 days, we take them from losing money to making money. I say that typically because a lot of times it's faster than that. And so we basically provide them with like the whole, I guess it's almost like a business in a box. I hate using that term though, because it's like cliche, but we basically provide them with the front end, the sales, the resell and ascension, and then the customer service that they need so that they can have everything in their tool belt to not only get the customers in the door, nurture the leads, sell them, but keep them and provide amazing service so they can have the impact on these people's lives that we want them to have and that they want to be having ultimately. And then get them out of working so much with some of our higher level programs. So learning how to outsource themselves.
So Leila, we started working together in July, right?
Yeah. After we met at Pirates Cove.
Yeah, it's been about 6 months. So in the last 6 months, you went from 3 people with a contractor and about a $2.5 million a year business to like, where are you guys now?
We're 7 figures a month. So, I mean, I think that this past month was a record month for us. And we got like 1.2 we hit. And it doesn't look like it's slowing down. If anything, our plans for growth, like our goal is 8 figures, which is insane. It's so crazy because I look at where we were when we met and I look at where we are now and I'm like, I can't even like fathom the amount of growth. But I also can't fathom having not, because I don't know what else we would have done.
Right. No doubt. I mean, when we met at Pirates Cove, Alex, I remember Alex saying, "Hey, I think we've got a $10 million business on our hands." And I said, "I think you've got a $100 million business on your hands if you have anything." And last month, you guys hit an over $10 million run rate. Like you're at about a $14 million a year run rate already in 6 months. Did you ever expect that it would happen that fast?
No. And it's funny because I remember when you said that to us, we were like, no way, like 100 million, like how? And now we see it, which is like the coolest thing of all is like, we totally believe it. We see it and our team does too.
So 8 figures was your original goal. 9 figures is now like something you can actually look at and believe.
Yeah.
So
100%, which is really cool.
Most entrepreneurs who build a team, if they bring on 1 or 2 people, it's stressful. You brought on over 20 people in 6 months. How have you done that without it being just completely overwhelming and stressful?
We hired you. I mean, in all seriousness, I think, our strength was, and Alex is brilliant. He's a brilliant marketer. And
this is your husband, Alex, not me.
Yeah. Yeah. My husband, Alex, is a brilliant marketer and entrepreneur, and he has an amazing product for these gym owners. But we were not working smart in our relationship together, for one. And, he has grown, he had his small businesses and such, but I think we all know you can't wear all the hats, for one, if you want to grow. And for two, it's much different growing a small, business that does, I don't know, 20 to 50,000 a month than it is to grow like an online virtual business with a team that is doing, 7 figures a month. It's completely different. I don't even remember what the question was anymore, but.
Well, you answered it really, really soon. I said, how did you do it without freaking out? And you said, hiring you. Like, what are some of the things that have been most instrumental for you, Leila? Is it the content? Is it being part of the group? Is it seeing the other members? What is it for you?
I mean, everything you have said, I have trusted you to do. Like, I have trusted everything you've said and I've just done it. And so it's like, I don't see how if somebody doesn't implement what you tell them, that they're not going to have the same success. Like sticking to not only in like what we adhere to in our company and the kind of values we uphold and like the philosophies that we stick to, but then also like how you hire and how you delegate and how you talk to your people and your customers, and then the delegation between team members, and then the relationship with Alex and I, and like how to scale the company. Suddenly, like before, it was like this big like black hole of like, I don't know. And so we were like, well, we'll just, ride this wave for a little while, and, it'll be the two of us plus, maybe we'll hire a couple more, and we'll just kind of stick with this. Like it was like, I guess you could say like easy money, in a sense of like, we liked what we were doing. We felt fulfilled, but like we weren't pushing for growth. And then a lot of it was because like I had this mental barrier that like we couldn't grow anymore. And I was like, I don't know how to do all of that, and I don't have any experience. And I think like you instilling that belief in me and then giving me the plan to get there with the content, with the, doing the day with you, being able to Vox you, be in communication with you. And then here, I think also being able to observe you, which is something that people should have way more value on, is like being able to observe how you coach not only me, but other people in the group and advising them on their questions. It's like, I'm just soaking it in and being like, I need to talk to my people like that. It's literally everything. I just watch you like a hawk, and then I listen to what you say and I do it.
That's awesome. When we met, I had this feeling that you were going to be one of the most talented operators I've ever worked with. And I told you that, and you looked at me funny. Do you remember?
Yeah.
You gave me a look like, what are you, crazy? And now do you know what I meant?
Yeah. And I think like for so many people, I see it's just a self-belief that they have to get over. They're like, I'm not the kind of person who can do that. I can't scale a business. I've done it this way for so long. I've, always been at this amount. I've been stuck here for 3 years, or I've never done anything like this before. It's like, I just want to like shake them, because I realized through what you were telling us that like my self-belief was what was going to stop the company from growing if I didn't get over it. And the way I got over it was just by doing what you said. And it was kind of more like your belief in me and having the right plan did it and made me believe in myself. So it was like, before you believe in yourself, just do what Alex says and just follow the blueprint, and then you'll start to believe in yourself.
That's awesome, Leila. I really appreciate that. For you, running what is now about a $14 million business, for a lot of people, that would be completely overwhelming and totally intimidating, because you've never done it before, right? This is by far the largest. Go ahead.
No, I've never run any company before.
So you started operating a business at this capacity in July of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So with operating a business that's 14, maybe $15 million in run rate, for a lot of people, that sounds completely overwhelming. Like there's no way they could do it. Has your life fallen apart? Has it gotten harder? Like, because most people expect that it would.
No, I think what people don't realize, and I kept listening to what you said and reading your stuff and consuming your content until it really hammered down that like my life needs to be getting easier. Otherwise, I'm not building the business right. And it almost feels selfish in a way for people, or at least for me, it did. It was like, my life shouldn't be getting easier. Like I'm hiring people, I'm doing all this, like it should be harder, right? And like it shouldn't. And I've heard that so many times, and I like get goosebumps right now when I'm talking about it, because it's so insanely true. And if you don't put the responsibility on your team and everyone else to help you grow that business, then it will not grow. And if you put it on yourself and if you make your life harder, it won't grow. And so it's almost like you're doing a disservice to not only your customers, but to your business by making it so hard on yourself. And so that's something that I've just learned through all your material and all you've taught me about self-care and things that I got so caught up in like doing the business for so long that I like didn't remember like having a morning routine, like doing all these things, but like it's just crazy how much of a difference it makes.
And that holistic approach of like you as a person, the business, the marriage, all of it together, has that helped like keep the foundation going for you?
100%. Through, I think what like any entrepreneur has, it's like, you travel all the time, you have things that pop up, you've got fires you've got to put out, there's so much changing on a daily basis that if you don't have like rituals that you stick to no matter what, I feel like then you feel like your entire life is out of control. And that's where so many people are, because they can't stick to a solid set of routine and habits, and then kind of let the rest fall into the place after those are in place. You know what I mean? Like, you need those foundational pieces, and those can't move. Everything else is movable except for those.
Yeah, that's huge. Is there anything else you would tell somebody who's considering the Grow and Scale program, Leila? Somebody's like, they're growing a business, they have the opportunity, they can't see how to put it all together?
That you're, never mind, that was going to be mean. I was like, just do it, you're an idiot. I would say just stop letting your fear get in your way. Like, I hear so many people say like, oh, I just don't know about different program. Like, I bought stuff from this person or this person, all this. And like, I tell everyone, I'm like, when I met Alex, like, I saw you online, and that was different from meeting you in person, because when I met you in person, I had this feeling all of a sudden, and I was like, Alex, my husband, I was like, I want to work with him. Like, I want to give him money. Like, I don't know what it is. I didn't like, just for some reason, I trust him. And he was like, really? And I was like, yes. Like, I feel like he gives me relief when we talk. And like, I feel like there's no way that if we don't work with him, it's not going to give me more relief. And that's all it's been. And I don't know how I would be able to do it without your guidance. And knowing that we have you in our corner is like the most comforting thing for me, because I know how big this can scale. And it's like, every time I tell you of like what I'm feeling or what I'm sensing, it's like, you already know what's coming or what I'm experiencing. And like, having someone who has that experience under their belt, it's really rare to find because most people are faking it nowadays. And it's more helpful than anything, because it's like in hiring any coach, you have to hire someone who's done it before and who's been in the situation before. So it's like, the fact that you've done it, it's like, you know, all the stuff I'm going through. So not only can you empathize, but you can coach me on how to deal with it. And you know, I mean, like, what else do you pay for rather than, you know, condensing your time? Like, we've been able to grow it this fast because we paid for your experience and time that you took, you know, X amount of years. And I've been able to condense it by just putting your lessons that you learned into place really fast.
Yeah.
It's literally all it is. And like, how I look at it is, if we hadn't, you know, paid to work with you, then we would have lost all that money we could have made in the last 6 months. Like, that would have been millions of dollars.
It really is millions, right, Leila?
Yeah. And
it's funny how every
really
time you say millions of dollars, like, you can tell it's weird for you still.
It's weird for me. I still like look at the best deal I can get on like food at the grocery store. So,
oh man, Leila, thank you so much for doing this. I tell everyone I talk to that I think you and Alex are, well, I know you're running one of the fastest growing companies in the country. You can just look at the companies that are out there and you guys are exploding. But I think in a few years, the entire landscape of the fitness industry is going to be radically modified by what you guys are doing. And it's, you know, fitness owners, gym owners, they're going to make more money, but that just means more people are getting affected. More people are getting healthy. Like in the 90s, Bill Phillips put out Body for Life and changed the entire fitness industry. I think you and Alex are doing it all over again. I'm so proud to be involved.
Thanks, Alex. And, if there is anyone that's watching this that's curious, like, I'm open to, if someone wants to reach out and talk to me, I'd be more than happy to sell them on working with you because I know that they need it.
Leila, I love you both. Thank you so much.
We love you too. Thanks, Alex.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
If you haven't checked them out yet, you should. The company's name is Gym Launch, and Leila and Alex are changing the world. Just like I said there in our wrap up, my friend Bill Phillips, and you know, he wasn't married to Maria just yet, but when Bill reset the entire fitness industry in the 90s with his 90-day challenge, with the Body for Life challenge, with the supplements that he put out, with the directions that he put out. He took bodybuilding from this obscure thing that a lot of us used to do in like dark gyms that nobody would even talk about, to bodybuilding became mainstream. Everybody became a bodybuilder. Everybody was doing the 90-day challenge. Well, when you look at what Alex and Leila are doing, it's even more dynamic than that. They're helping hundreds of gym owners attract tens of thousands of clients who not only are coming in and paying and signing up, but because Alex put together the programs the way he did, and because Leila's running the company the way she is, and because they support their clients at the level that they do, they don't just get amazing results for their clients, they get amazing results for their clients. They show their clients how to get incredible results from the people who join their gym. So not only are they helping small business owners, gym owners, change their lives and their families' lives and the ripple effects that creates, but they're helping tens of thousands of people around the world join programs that actually get them in incredible shape, help them optimize and create momentum in their lives. As a coach, as a consultant, this is the type of client you dream of, where you can work with incredible entrepreneurs who are aware and ready to create momentum and ready to change the world, and they are having a massive impact in the world. So, Alex, Leila, thank you. Love you both. And for all of you, if you haven't yet, download a copy of my book, the Momentum book. That's the next one. Download a copy of my book, The Entrepreneurial Personality Type. It will tell you more about yourself than anyone ever has. It takes about 45 minutes to read it. It's optimized for mobile. You don't want to miss this. The sooner you read this book, the faster you have leverage in all areas of your life. Free. MomentumBook.com.